Hi everyone, and welcome back to RapNet. I am your host, Sathi Nair. Today, we are talking about something very exciting: how international jewelry brands are growing in Indian market. To help us understand the shift, we have a special guest today, Mr. Neil Sonawala, who comes from a family background in diamonds and now leads Zen Diamond in India. Neil, thank you for joining with us today.
It's a pleasure as well. Thank you for having me.
We wanted to understand your journey in the diamond industry.
So my journey actually started. My family background is from the gold refining, business. My grandfather started one of India's oldest gold refinery called National Refinery in 1956. It was a family business. I started my career in 2006, and I started with diamond grading, diamond sorting. Eventually, I moved to Hong Kong and I learned how to build a distribution network across Southeast Asia. Having lived in Hong Kong for 6 years, having lived in Shanghai for 2 years following that, I got a good sense on how the industry works in that part of the world, understood the culture, the nuances, trade nuances. So that's how I started. And then from 2016, I was consulting De Beers Group for almost 8 years on the business development side for Southeast Asia and leveraging those relationships that I'd built over a period of time. So that has been my journey, almost up to last year. And on the way, I met Mr. Emil Guzelis, the founder chairman of Zen Diamond. And we became very good friends. We got to know each other in 2014. And little did we know that we would end up, setting up a retail operation in India. And that's exactly what happened. So again, the relationship and the energies matched, and that gave birth to Zen Diamond India.
Zen Diamond that's a great thing, but Zen Diamond is always like an international brand. What made you to think that, okay, Zen Diamond, so this international brand, to bring it to India?
So Zen Diamond was very suitable for the Indian market based on the design element, the aesthetic, the modulation. So, having spent so much time in the industry, I kind of figured that with we, like I was keen to get into the retail space, and we needed somebody who had the experience. And uh, I've always worked with great collaborators, always like worked with so many partners. So that's how I've always worked, and we saw value in it. And when we approached them, they said we are also keen to enter the Indian market because the market is about to grow and the timing seems to be right. So we said, okay, let's get together, and we started.
Was it an easy change because an international brand coming to India and Indian brands are already there in India? You think it was an easy change to move it?
Well, see, anything new that you set up has its own challenges, but I would say the opportunities were far more. Uh, you know, I would like to thank the government of India for ease of doing business. It was quite easy to set up an operation of this size in India, including FDI inflows and all of that. So we could manage all of that very seamlessly. We got a very good team, and we were very clear that we would want to go for high quality locations, and we will build the brand. And we also saw that the acceptance of the Indian consumer towards an international brand was also growing because Indians, being very well traveled, they're looking at international brands, they're looking at better quality, they're looking at great in-store experience, they're looking at a difference, in design. And of course, pricing, affordability, also is an important part of this journey. So I think the timing was right, the product mix was right, the branding was apt for the Indian market in the affordable luxury space. So kind of worked out, I would say.
I think a lot of times what I have seen is the industries work on trust and relationships. They believe in one brand or anything, they continue to do with go with that same brand. And you see, Indian consumers are actually getting into the international brand. And what's pushing the demand?
So I think your question is largely on trust. That how do
Yes.
the Indian consumers trust an international brand in the jewelry space? Again, large part of the credit goes to the government. They've made hallmarking compulsory, so the jewelry is hallmarked. The jewelry is certified by international labs. There is a Zen diamond assurance that we give with every single piece, and there's a brand behind it which gives the ultimate consumer confidence to the customer. So I think all this put together, the factor of trust building is really not there, because the government has enabled retailers to follow these procedures, follow these policies, which automatically builds trust with the customer. Now we feel that the customer has evolved, customer has connected with the brand, is trusting the brand. The customer, of course, finds out about the brand, researches about the brand. Customer is looking at the next step, which is design. Customer is looking at experience. Customer is looking at value. So these things are now taking over the trust factor based, on the policies which are favorable to the trade.
Yeah, because it's a luxury industry. So everything lies in the trust only. And talking about the design, you see any changes in the shopping experience from the customer in terms of design or anything?
The retail landscape in India is evolving very fast. We see a huge change. And the change that we see today is that customers are preferring more lightweight, elegant jewelry. Jewelry doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be light. This is the massive change that we are seeing today in the retail landscape. Also, what we are seeing is that they are open for new concepts. They want international designs. Today, they travel the world. They want to wear jewelry which is worn in all parts of the world. The world today is very globalized. So people are looking at new designs, they're looking at new concepts. Also, people today wear jewelry, which complements their personality. Today, if you think of it, largely we focus at Zen Diamond, we focus on everyday wear. We focus on evening wear. We focus on categories which, may not have been the center stone of the trade, earlier, because people, I guess bridal was the biggest, category. People bought jewelry for occasions, for big occasions of their life. But what about those everyday moments? What about, a woman starts her day with her morning routine? What is it? It is fitness, for example, for yoga or gym or something. So there's some jewelry required for that, followed by some meetings, work, followed by a lunch, followed by playing mahjong with her friends. So something for that, followed by high tea, socializing, a cocktail, and then dinner. So in all these aspects, they're looking at jewelry which fits to all these, parts, if I may say, of a lifestyle, and evokes that emotion that, okay, I'm going here, I want to wear this. So it's really changing a lot, and we are able to experience this, of course, through our partnership with Zen Diamond and their experience, but also really understand the Indian mindset, which is fast evolving.
I completely agree with you because it is not jewelry by buying is not just for one occasion. Earlier it was like engagement or wedding, but now things are changing. Self buying is happening.
Big at
People buy it, so women's buy it for themselves. Even the men's buying it for themselves.
Sure.
So the whole scenario is actually
Scenario
changing.
is changing.
But India, I keep traveling to pan India actually, and I have also seen that the trend is also changing, and India become very price sensitive. Indian consumers, especially the Gen Zs, and are lightweight. And do you see it such a challenge, and how does it happen?
Honestly, I don't see challenge, because see, price is important to everybody. You go anywhere in the world, price is definitely important. Nobody wants to overpay for something. But today, the Gen Z millennials, as you mentioned, they are seeing value in jewelry, in natural diamond jewelry. The reason being, this is backed by strong exchange and buyback policies of the organized players, especially the brands. So they are feeling very confident. Uh, Price, they are paying the price for what they are getting. So yes, price sensitivity is there, but today affordable luxury is, gaining market share, I would say, and backed by the economy. Economy is changing, GDP is growing, per capita income is also going up. So all that is also resulting into a change in the consumption patterns, and we are experiencing this day in day out. So I think it is positive. The opportunity is huge, and it is fast evolving.
No, I completely agree because Indian economy is exponentially growing. The per capita income is increasing and the spending power of the people is increasing. So when I travel also, I see that almost all the retailers are busy with people. So the spending power is increased. People are buying the jewelries and diamonds and everything. Now, let's talk about digital. How important you to be, the retailers to be on online? or jewelry purchasing happens online, what is the biggest challenges for the people? Because this is something which I also find it very difficult. People want to buy jewelry, they actually want to have that touch and feel. So
So it's a very good question. Yes, digital is extremely important, but not the most important thing as well. Why is it important? Because a lot of their findings happen online. Where they go online, they check out the product. They go to, they go on Instagram, they go on websites, they check the product out. They kind of understand that what is available and what am I looking for. What is the price point? So they've done that research homework out there. But what we are seeing is that they really want to come to the store for the larger value purchases. Let's say, for example, like jewelry below 1 lakh, they're comfortable, buying it online because it saves time. They need to buy it for self purchase, for smaller, reasons, or also for gifting. So that is okay. But for something which is a certain value and up, like 1 lakh rupees and up, they want to visit the store. They want to experience. They want somebody to talk to them. They want to try on the pieces. They want to have a look at what else is available, and not just go with a fixed mind of what they really want to buy. They are open that, okay, show me, what else you have. So I think that way they want to experience. So in-store sales is extremely important, and large part of it for any brand today would definitely come from there.
yeah, that's very important, because even if I have to buy jewelry, I would always look for a online for a low budget. But if I have to buy, invest in something which
You would
is
want to visit the store.
I want to see the
Yes.
piece, or I want to see the product, and I want to feel it and wear it and feel it. Mm, Zen being an international brand, how difficult it was for you to bring this brand into India and localize with the Indian market?
I think it was a huge opportunity because the brand having an international presence across 20 countries had so much resources in terms of design, talent, retail experience, getting into the right locations, policies. There were many things that we could leverage from this partnership and bringing Zen into India. On the other side, we also had, means we are in India, so of course, there are a few things that have to be localized. But the surprising part was that people actually preferred the more international side of it, like rather than the local side of it, in terms of design. So what we had in mind was that we would have an international collection in terms of merchandise, and we would probably have like a certain percentage of Indo-Western, which would blend into the international like merchandise that we were offering. That really didn't happen. It played out in a very different way. People came to us saying that you all are known for this international jewelry, modern, trendy, everyday wear, all day wear, for example. We like this. So, we got a good sense as to people are liking this. This is kind of not available, and it's not just the designs. Backed by in-store experience, brand, value, lot of factors, not just one. And what we also saw was that some sort of localization is also very important, which means, for example, we launched a collection called the Kismet collection, which is a modern Mangal Sutra collection, which was very well received. People are looking at that. Now, that is something we actually created from scratch in India. And look at how the world works now. Most of the other stores that we have there in other countries, they are eager to have this collection in those stores now. So it's really a globalized world where you kind of leverage, from each other. What works in one country could also work in different countries. So it is not just one way of international designs coming to India. It's about what you create in India also going worldwide. So I, see it that way.
I think it's everyone is different. It's not the same. You have to stand different from other brands or other people. When you bring differentiation in the industry, you will always stand out from what other people are doing it. And like you said, Kismet collections and everything what you brought it. It's very important to attract the people into the store. And also the in-store experience, what you mentioned.
Yeah.
Every store, when you walk in, we look at the ambience, what feel that store also give it. That's also
That's
very
exactly, it's true, because when you enter a store, you get a feel whether this store, this brand is for me or it's not for me. And today, when you enter a store, you get a good feel. You're willing to spend more time. And when you're willing to spend more time, you're willing to explore more, even though you may not buy that today. you have come with a purpose. You want to buy something for that particular moment, but then you will come back, and that's how brand loyalty also grows.
Exactly. Um, I wanted to ask actually, where do you see the growth of international brands in Indian market?
I see a huge growth. It's going to happen. It's already happening today. If you think of it, not just jewelry industry, you look at uh, accessories, clothing. You look at electronics. You look at cars. Recently a very large American company coming into India, EV. So all this is really happening. And why is it happening? Because the demographics are very favorable. With a young Indian population aspiring for a better lifestyle, for better products, they're looking at more things now. As I said, it's beyond trust. It is beyond some part of creativity or some. It is about a brand. It is about the experience. It is about the price point. How do you connect to the brand? You see, it's a part of self-expression. That if I wear something of this brand, it speaks about my personality. It's the way I express myself. So I see a huge and a very big future for any international brand that may want to enter India. The policies are very favorable. There's a healthy competition, which is very good for everyone, for the local and for the international players. So I see it as a huge opportunity.
I think India is growing actually because even the government is supporting for the international brands. So come into India, in all other norms and compliances
Yeah.
and everything. It's a very good opportunity for international brands to be in India, and India is becoming the third biggest market for diamonds and jewelries. And it's really been insightful, Neil.
No, it is great.
One,
Just one thing I would want to add is that today, as any brand, international brand, local brand, everybody is looking at building infrastructure, building capabilities in India, which is also a very good thing for the economy, including manufacturing facilities. Even from our side, we are, spending a lot of like money investment on manufacturing. So we want to build a world-class product. It may be designed anywhere in Europe, America, anywhere, but it is made in India. So this also is extremely important, and made in India with the finishing quality, the modulation of what it is anywhere else in the world. So it is building a retail network and also building good capabilities which can sustain that kind of momentum. So I think we are upping the game, if I may call it,
yes,
and that is required. India needs to grow. India is growing, and India needs high quality product at affordable pricing.
yes, and we have that. Yeah. And one last question I wanted to ask you: what advice you would give to the international brands would come to, they want to come to India?
I would tell all the international brands, find good partners like me, and there is huge growth opportunity in the country. But again, really, this is very easy to say, but to trust each other. Most of the brands, when they come to India, they're looking for the right partner. So good people, good partnership, and not just partnership, sharing the same vision, sharing the same mindset, having the same ambition. These things are very important, and I think that takes more time to build and establish than to establish the network. So this is the foundation of your growth story. So I would say welcome to India.
No, I completely agree because I said it in the beginning also, this industry is based on trust and relationship.
Absolutely.
Business comes second. If you have a good relationship and trust, this can happen.
Trust takes time to establish. Once established, then there's no looking back.
Neil, I want to ask you about the pricing strategy because Indian retailers, we always talk about when it comes to pricing a product, this much gold and this much is the labor charges and everything. But I believe that international brands doesn't do it. And I want to understand from you how Zen Diamond is doing about the pricing strategy.
That's a very good question, actually. So, globally, nowhere in the world is this system or this practice of giving a price breakup. I think that's largely what you're asking me. It doesn't prevail because the customer really comes to the brand. They trust the brand. The trust has grown over a period of time, and everything is, hallmark certified. There's an assurance from the brand. You see retailers following laws, rules and regulations. So that doesn't exist in India. Yes, this thing is there, but as an international brand, we don't follow that. We have a MRP based model where we sell on MRP, and if we offer a discount, it's on the entire product. Also, this is helping us in a way because the young millennials, Gen Zs, what they're seeing is that the pricing is very transparent. The pricing is very fair. If it is not fair, it is obvious that how will any brand survive today? Everybody is coming to India for growth opportunity. And if they don't connect with the customer on the pricing, how is it going to go forward? So the real answer is that to prove that you can trust me, or to prove my credentials, I may not have to give you a breakup, but if I already give you a fair price, an assured fair price with a strong exchange and buyback policy, it is very well accepted. It is somewhere a misconception that you need to do this to win trust and it's more transparent. In fact, sometimes by being more fair and straightforward, you are being more transparent.
So the customers buying it from Zen Diamond, they can always come back to you as an exchange or return.
Absolutely, like any other branded player. Consumer confidence is at the center for us. So they can come back. We have 100% exchange. We have great buyback policies. We have return policies. After a few days, they've bought something, it could be returned in case if they're not happy with it in the same condition. And we have MRP pricing, and we offer very good schemes, incentives to the customer also, where for example, we have an offer where on every 60,000 of purchase, in multiples of 60,000, we offer 1 gram of pure gold, fine gold, 999, that too hallmarked.
And do you provide any certification or anything for that? How do you prove
certification for the jewelry?
Yes.
Yeah, so every Zen diamond piece comes with a Zen assurance card, and if it is a solitaire jewelry, it comes with an international certificate also. It is hallmarked. It is our assurance. It is our guarantee. I think what the consumer really wants is, I think the consumer is moving away from that. It's a given that today, if you're operating in India with the rules and regulations in place, trust is anyways. The government has done a great job. Let's talk about the next chapter. That is really the point.
Yeah, I think the consumer believes on the brand. They don't need any additional certification.
I don't think so.
Yeah. And one last question I wanted to ask you. What's your growth strategy for the next 5 years?
So we have a very clear vision that we want to set up 100 stores in India by the year 2030. Today, it's been close to a year since we started our first store. We have 2 stores in Mumbai, in Bandra, Turner Road, and Borivali Sky City Mall. 2 more stores coming up, in Bangalore. We have just signed a store in Chandigarh, and we're looking at Delhi. And then we also be looking at tier 2, tier 3 cities. We have got great interest from franchise at this early stage, but we are very clear that up to probably 10 stores, we do not want to have the franchisee. We want to very well establish ourselves, make sure everything is working, make sure that they're very well supported through our manufacturing and through our CRM, and then we will tap that opportunity.
I agree with you, because I saw a lot of times when I travel, I always had the feeling that before I travel, tier 1 cities are always for the these brands and consumption, and consumers diamonds will buy only from the tier 1. But when I started traveling, I see there is a lot of retailers or chain retailers, people buying it even from tier 3 cities. Tier 2, I have seen it. Even I have some of the couple of places I've traveled to, tier 3 cities. I see huge consumption happening over there only.
It's naturally there because today, if you look at the Asian culture, savings is a large part of our culture. People save money. People have money. Indians, at whatever level, any part of the society, they all have a lot of money. It's just that they don't have the opportunity to go to a store in those kind of cities because they're all coming from the urban areas, tier 1 cities, and eventually going to 2 and 3. All going to happen in the next 5 to 7 years. And we see a huge opportunity there, especially the upper middle class. It is huge. They have the aspiration. They want a better product. They don't mind paying a little bit more. So as I'm saying again and again, that trust is established. They want a better product. Price sensitivity, yes, but not the most important thing. So good product, good experience from a good brand, they're comfortable.
Yeah, the quality matters more. I'm ready to pay more for the better quality.
Yeah, that's a huge change in the Indian mindset.
Yes,
huge.
Yes. And before we're wrapping up, let's do small rapid round section. Solitaire or halo?
For me?
Yes.
I would say solitaire.
Me too. Istanbul or Mumbai for design inspiration?
I would say Europe.
Yellow gold or white gold?
White gold.
One Indian city to watch for jewelry retail growth?
Raipur.
Raipur. It's such a huge.
Huge industrial area, huge consumption opportunity.
I have been traveled to South and I see exponential growth in Hyderabad.
Yeah, I mean, there are
have
many
been-
cities. Since you asked me one name, I
Yes,
said, yeah.
yes. One international trend Indian consumers are not ready yet.
I don't think there's anything like that. In fact, Indians are, very receptive to change. They are receptive to new concept, new ideas. So I beg to differ on that.
Yes, we are ready to accept any changes. What's your go-to jewelry gift?
I normally, I would buy a bracelet. I would buy, a ring. And also now, I would also buy like a mini necklace, something more, to wear for cocktails, to, wear for occasions that are not very big, normal occasions, but, it looks elegant.
Yeah, it's different for each occasion. It's
Different
not the
for
same
each occasion. Doesn't have to be very loud, very big. It can be small. It can
Yes.
be light. It can be, silent luxury.
Yes. Thank you for being with us, Neil.
Absolute
It's
pleasure.
really
Once again, thank you so
insightful
much.
and a lot of information. I'm sure that our audience will enjoy this conversation. And thank you for our listeners for tuning in. If you like this episode, don't forget to follow the Rap Loop and share it with your network. Until next time, this is Sathi Nair signing off.